Hello there. Just a little while ago I was reading an opinion piece. It was written by some fancy PhD type feller about, the most dangerous cult that has ever been in the United States. So fearsome. And it was referring back to this January 6th thing. And there's been other things. And he compared this with Jim Jones and that thing that went on where everybody drank that soda pop down there in South America or wherever it was. And a couple of other things. Probably them guys that was waiting for the spaceship to come pick them up and died. I don't know. But there is nobody believes in the concept of liberty anymore. Liberty. That is what is set up in the United States of America. And people, these great people in the politics and that, only I know what everyone has to do. Well, if you look at that Christianity, Judeo-Christian type stuff, well, Satan was the one that says, I know I will make everybody the same and everybody will be saved into the celestial eternity. But there seems to be, if you look out around at the animals, you look at the deer, you look at the coyotes, you look at the foxes, you look at the eagles and the hawks and the falcons and the songbirds and such, and just look around and pay attention. There seems to be some natural law that all living creatures are free and have a liberty. Now, you can take a canary, a songbird, out of a cage in your kitchen, and you can take it outside and say, oh, darling, I'm so sorry I had you in that cage. Be free. Fly. Fly. Well, that canary is going to last until some cat or some crow or something else sees it. Or it's going to starve to death because it ain't going to figure out where to get them seeds out of that dish. See? Now, liberty is a different thing. You take and you look at these animals out here. Well, take a look at a mama bear or a den of wolves, anything like that. They start bringing them little ones up and they teach them. You got to do this, you got to do that. And when they're old enough, they take them out and around and they teach them how to dig for worms, or they teach them how to chase a deer and bring it down. And that's a strange thing. Them wolves, for some reason, don't seem to like carrion, so they kill what they eat. Mostly. I guess they might. But hawks and birds, they actually take stuff back to their nests, and they let their little ones pick it apart and chew it up and that and figure out what it is. Well, that's liberty. That's teaching them. Now, these people, there was that musical that Rodgers and Hammerstein wrote about a big novel. Name of that musical was South Pacific. And there was a song in there about hatred. There's hating these native people. It was on this island that they were at. And over on, I forget the name of that big fancy island. It was a beautiful song. Bali High may call you. Okay, but there was a song in there about hate and prejudice. And some of the words went, you've got to be taught before it's too late, before you are 6 or 7 or 8. You've got to be taught to hate all the people that your parents and relatives hate. Somehow it goes like that. Well, you know, that's the truth. That's liberty. Now, we go out here and we look around. People talk about hate and racism and everything else. But you know, if you pay attention, it's mostly about money, power. Oh, I'm supposed to be able to tell you what to do because you're not as good as me. Well, guess what? Mother Nature, when you're born, she don't care what you look like. She don't care what you are, anything else. You're all equal. You get out there and you don't get a vaccination for smallpox, you may die. This other baby over here may die. That baby over there, don't matter what they look like, anything else, they may die. Why? Some 100, 200 years ago, a bunch of them government people loaded wagons with blankets that were full of smallpox germs and full of cholera and stuff, and gave them to the Indians. Oh, guess how many of them natives died from that? You ever hear the word genocide? That was what they were trying to do. Well, you look at what's going on in this country now. Them elites. I don't know how much, you know, people talk about conspiracy theories. And I don't think it's so much a conspiracy theory as just greed and ruthless intent. Because they go, one of them big families over there in Europe, and there are some in India, there are some all over the world, some in China, and people just got vast holdings. Oh, they are the elite. And there's these guys like this president we got, and like a lot of them others in them politics. You're out there just, oh, yes sir, walking around amongst them. Yes, we're just willing to do anything you want. And they're enslaving the rest of us to satisfy them big mucky mucks. The people can't see that. You cannot govern 330 plus million people. No. You can't actually govern 8 million people. You can't effectively and honestly govern 4 million people. That's why the Constitution of the United States was set up as a Republican form of government. Now, there are 435 districts. 435 districts need to take one of their citizens that's an old time, lived there all his life, or her life, and elect them a representative in Congress. No party needs to come in with money from Bill Gates or George Soros or that Buffett feller and elect somebody that moved in 2 years ago but is a good party person, a made mobster. No, or for senators. That's why the state's legislation chose 2 senators to go to Washington to protect states' sovereign, independent rights. That's why that district over there chooses somebody to go to Washington, not the party, because the party represents the elite, represents the criminals, represents the mob bosses. Think about it. I've had a lot watching this stuff going on. I don't care, Biden, Trump, Schumer, that old guy from Republican back there, all them, they're all the same. They're sniffing around and kowtowing to them elites, and they think they're an elite, but they're nobody. The elites have got so much money they could hire somebody to off them if they didn't kowtow properly. Well, I'll be back. You have a good day, and may God bless you all.